Hey guys, my name's Allison and welcome back to my channel. As you can see, I'm not in my studio at home. In fact, I'm nowhere close to home. I am in Park City, Utah, enjoying some time away. It's technically our honeymoon. We got married last September. And we could not think of anywhere else we wanted to go because we love it here so much. So I am just enjoying life, enjoying a break from work, and sitting here relaxing. And I was like, I need to talk to you guys because I was feeling some super heavy groomer burnout before we left on our trip. And thankfully our trip ended up being like perfect timing because I needed a break from work. But how many of you all talk seriously about groomer burnout? Because people that aren't in our industry don't get it. And I'm basically, sorry, I keep looking out the window because it's just so pretty. But basically, I just wanted to chat with you all for a little bit and make sure that you have a safe place to come and talk to about things that you're struggling with at work, specifically groomer burnout. If you don't know what it is, I would have to say you've probably experienced it in some shape or form. Basically, you just get really overwhelmed with dogs and the dog world, whether it's because of your working environment, how much you're working, the dogs that you have to do, like the workload that you have. There's so many different things that can trigger a groomer burnout, and we're the only ones that get it. So I understand it's super difficult, especially if you don't have anyone in your family or any friends that understand groomer burnout to talk to. I know I really don't. I mean, I have some groomer friends, but I don't want to bother with my problems, and I'm sure you all feel the same way. And I'm a first generation groomer. Nobody in my family grooms, so nobody gets it, but I get it. And that's why I want to talk with you all, because if you need somebody that gets it, keep watching. So ignore my super comfy, just chilling vibe I've got going on, because I am. My dog is sleeping. I'm in Utah. I am refreshed, and that's why I wanted to talk about this now. We've been here now for like 8 days, I think. I don't even remember. I've basically just like put my phone away, tried to not be on it and work. I've had to work a couple days, but tried my best not to. And I just sit here and relax. My husband goes and skis all day. I'm not good enough to ski here. I ski at home on like the little slopes, but here scares me a little bit. But I am gonna try and get better, so next year when we come, I can ski here because it just is so beautiful. I'll have to show you all a view and like show you all around town in this video. I'm sure I will. Like the whole main street is just nothing but shops, and like we're in the mountains, and our room is just like this perfect view of what Park City is to me, at least. I mean, if you've never been here, the view from our room basically just gives you the vibe, and I really love it. So let's fast forward. Since I am refreshed since we've been here, groomer burnout is really hard to deal with. And you know, especially if you aren't your own boss, like if you don't own your own shop, if you don't work for yourself, if you're working for someone else, or even if you're working corporate, you really don't have a lot of say in what you get to do, and that can be so draining. Okay, like you have to understand, we have to take care of ourselves, because all day long all we do is take care of them, and who's there to take care of us? Because mentally, this is one of the toughest jobs I've ever done. When I wanted to become a groomer, I never thought that this would be this hard. And I'm sure some of you all out there know exactly what I'm talking about, but then it's like, man, I'm too deep into this. I just gotta do it, you know? And we love it. That's why we keep doing it, but we have to take care of ourselves, because if you don't, you're gonna be like 35 and hate dogs and want to quit grooming and have a whole career change in the middle of your life. And I mean, I get it, like some people do, but that is so hard. And when I think about the money that I make grooming, I don't know what I would do other than grooming to like make about the same amount of money and do something I love every day that's not an office job. Like, seriously, think about it. And we have no retirement plan. So like, you have to take care of yourself because we don't want to groom forever. We can't groom forever. We can't physically do it. Like, get yourself a retirement plan set up. Like, you have to take care of yourself because at the end of the day, there's no one else doing it for you. And your employers, though some are amazing, and I'm not talking about them, there are some pretty amazing employers out there, but some of them, you know, you're replaceable. I hate to say it, you all know I'm honest, okay? But you're replaceable. They can hire another groomer, they can hire another bather, but you're not replaceable to yourself. And that's what you have to look at, because at the end of the day, is grooming dogs what you want your life to be? And that's cool if it is, but I don't. I mean, like, I love grooming dogs, but I'm here on vacation having an amazing time, and I took 2 weeks off from work, and I am just so refreshed. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm excited to go back, but I'm just so happy to have time away. And I feel like a lot of groomers don't get that time away. I know if you work corporate, there's like blocks and you're not allowed to take time off like around the holidays and stuff. That is some crap. I mean, I get it. Like, I understand from a business standpoint, but they treat us like we're indisposable because at the end of the day, to them, we are. So I just wanted to talk about taking care of yourself because I think a lot of us work really hard. Most of us, if not all of us, we all work really, really hard at what we do because we love it. And what we love ends up running us into the ground. And I've seen it happen a lot. And I've even seen it happen to myself. And I'm the one running it. Like, I'm the one booking my own dogs. Like, how am I running myself into the ground still? I don't understand, but it happens, and it happens quick. So that's what I wanted to talk about. I'm sorry, I just have to deal with me drinking my coffee. Because I'm on vacation and I can do what I want. Right, Nikki? She just finished playing in the snow, so she's like, I'm out. But really, guys, looking at like me coming on vacation, right? even though this was a planned trip, it couldn't have come at a better time. I was really struggling at work. And I'll go through some of like my personal things that I was dealing with because it might be things that you're dealing with. And I think these are telltale signs of groomer burnout. My grooms, they were not looking that hot. They were not looking like my normal Alison Brooks Sebastian quality grooms. And some of them left and I'm like, whew, I'm gonna have to mental note, make sure I fix that dog next time it comes in because I just barely got out of the building. You know what I mean? And I think that's another one is like, I was just barely making it through the day. Like, I mean, I would get down to like my last 2 dogs and like, it would take everything in me to not just cry and do the dogs that I had left to do. And if something went wrong in my day, like one day, my very first dog of the day was a doodle and it was matted, pelted all over. I had to pre-shave it. I had to get all that matting off, and that takes more time for me to do than to just groom the dog normally without matting. And it put my whole day behind because it was my first dog of the day and I do by appointment only. So like that just about destroyed me. I was ready to quit, hang up the shears. I'm done. And when I think about it, like that's just something little. I mean, like, yeah, I put all my appointments back for the day, but I was so in a state of not being able to think clearly. Like, I should have just called my clients and been like, hey, come 30 minutes later, please, if you can. Or like, heads up, I'm running behind. Like, there's easy ways to fix these things, but when you're in the middle of this mindset, like, you can't. It's the end of the world. I know some of you know what I'm talking about. It's not just me. I know it's happened to some of you. And it's really hard to get yourself out of that. Like, I know I'd come home and I'd be like, man, I just hate dogs. Yeah, those words came out of my mouth because of Groomer Burnout. And it wasn't the dogs. It was mostly the clients that makes me want to like quit. I mean, I have amazing clients, okay, don't get me wrong, but like sometimes some of them weasel their way in. And I came home and I was like, I hate dogs. I don't want to see a dog other than my own. Like, I don't want to be around dogs. I don't want to work with dogs. I'm done. And that's not who I am. You know, like you start going through this, like this mental of I hate everything. I can't do this. I'm barely getting through the day without a breakdown. And that to me is groomer burnout. Like you dread going to work the next day. I've never really dreaded going to work the next day. I love what I do, but the last couple weeks have been rough. And I have to take a step back and realize it's not forever. This isn't like I hate my career now. It's just, I need a break. And we all need a break. And I feel like if our trip here to Utah wasn't planned when it was, I probably, without a doubt, would have rescheduled a week's worth of clients and put them somewhere else to take some time off. Because that's what I needed. I needed time away to just reappreciate what I do and appreciate my clients and my dogs that I groom, because I wasn't in that mindset. And I think it's really important to be able to take a step back and realize that. I know a lot of us can't, and that's the hard part. And that's where it comes into when you get home, you've got to make time for yourself. You've got to make time for yourself on your days off. Take care of yourself. Schedule yourself a massage. Schedule yourself blah, 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 blah. Schedule yourself a facial. Like, I don't really care what you do. Just do something you love. Like, those are things I like to do. But maybe you like to go kayaking. I hate that, but you know, maybe you like to go kayaking. Do something you want to do that just refreshes you and re-energizes you. The thing I've learned most about grooming is that it's an art. And you know, artists go through spurts of not knowing what they want to paint, not knowing what they want to draw, having nothing, no muse, nothing that's getting them going. And I feel like that happens to us because it's the same thing. We go through this job and we're like, we do the same thing every day, the same haircuts. I do the same haircuts every day. Nothing's challenging anymore. You start going through the motions and then you get stuck. And you're stuck before you even know that you're stuck. I think it's amazing because we have the ability to take all of these webinars right now. Due to the pandemic, you know, a lot of our shows have been canceled or delayed or put off, or most of them just canceled. And that's what gets me going, is like going to my dog grooming competitions and like prepping and going my dog out and practicing my haircuts, and like that's what keeps me motivated. And I haven't had that. So I've really had to like dig deep and try and find something that works for me. And it's been totally new. I haven't had to do that before. And I think that might be a thing with a lot of you guys. Everything is different right now. We are in a global pandemic. Mostly I just wanted to tell you all you're not struggling alone, because I've been there. I have been there many of times, but recently I've been there like the last couple weeks. And it was a struggle. It was a struggle. And for me, I just had to stop. I had to come here. This is where I find my most at peace, is just here in these mountains. I don't know why, but I love it. Oh my gosh, it's so relaxing. My dog. And I drink some coffee. And I just sit. And I watch TV, or those are things that, like, for me in the background that I need, because I'm high anxiety type A person. So like TVs might be playing, YouTube videos might be going, but I'm not really paying attention to it. My mind is still on other things, and it's really hard for me to turn my mind off. Yeah, she's agreeing. So I have to just stop. And I can't stop at home because there's always something that needs to be done at home. I had to clean the house, I gotta make dinner, I gotta do laundry, I gotta blah, 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 blah. There's always something for me to do at home to where I can't do this because I'm such a type A personality. I can't just stop. I can't stop. That's why, guys, you all probably know this. That's why I do Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. Like, I'm doing webinars. I've got t-shirts for sale. Like, I always have something in my mind clicking. And for me, I just needed to find some kind of new creativity. Everything that I have been doing, I feel like other people have been doing, but they did it first. And I've run out of ideas, I've run out of inspiration, and I was just in a really dark, deep hole. I'm feeling much better now. I'm doing great. I've come up with some new ideas. I've set myself up a new, like, 6-year life plan. You know, I just have to, like, take a step back and, like, refine myself some goals to go after, because that's what gets me motivated. Honestly, this has been a little longer than what I was hoping it was going to be. I was hoping to be like a short little let's talk about groomer burnout and taking care of ourselves video, you know, but it turned into me kind of ranting and telling you all about my problems, which, you know, hopefully realizing that we have problems makes your life easier. You know, like, I know people that I look up to when I see them doing all these amazing things, and I'm like, man, they just, like, they never have a bad day. Like, they are just on top of it. Like, they are good. And then it makes me feel
like utter crap
because I'm having a pity party because I had a mad dog that threw off my whole schedule, and I mentally couldn't handle it that day. And I think it's important to realize, even myself, I know, like, sure, they look like they're all put together, but we need to remind ourselves it's social media and people struggle. So I do my best to try to share my struggles with you all. I hope you all see it. I hope you think I do, because I know some of you all look up to me, and I don't want any of you all comparing yourselves to me and feeling bad about yourselves. I think that's my biggest thing. I don't like people feeling bad about themselves, even though I do it to myself all the time. And maybe that's why it's such a, like, heavy thing on my heart, because I am so hard on myself. Like, it's not even funny. But I hate it for others when other people do that. I just think everybody's great, and I just want all of you all to understand how great you are. And I just want to understand it's okay to take a break. One of my friends shaved their dog down because they were struggling. And you know what? Good for you. I'm so glad you shaved your dog down, because no amount of mental stress is worth that dog hair. Let me say it again. No amount of mental stress is worth the dog hair. Okay? And it's taken me a while to realize that. There have been plenty of days I go home and cry because of dog hair. Dog hair. Why are we crying about dog hair? I don't know, but it's not worth it. It grows all the time. She looks like a hot mess because she's been having a blast in the snow. Is she a little matted? Yes. Do I care? No. I will fix it when I get home. She is living the best life right now, having so much fun here in Utah in the snow. Sometimes you just gotta live life, guys. Life's not so serious. And I say these things because I also need to remind myself of this. So I need to listen to myself for once, take my own words, but I hope this helps somebody. I'm sorry this was long and rambly. I didn't mean for it to be. Just play it in the background while you're doing something else, because that's what I do. But I love you all, mostly, and I really want you all to take care of yourselves. I don't want to see groomer burnout. I'm seeing a lot of groomers have some mental breakdowns on social media, and it's that time of the year. We just got through Christmas. We are now, January is normally slow for us, and because of the pandemic, I don't think any of us were that slow. We're still trying to catch back up. And we use that time, at least I know I do, to regenerate myself and recuperate. Is that a word? Recuperate? I don't know why that sounds weird. But you know what I'm saying? So take care of yourself. Take a day off. Shave your dog down. Relax. Drink some coffee or tea or whatever. Water. Water's important. Drink water. Do something for you, all right? I love you guys. This is getting too long. I'm getting off, but I love you all. I love you all. And I'm going to go back and enjoy my vacation, all right? Love you guys. Bye.